He's too.
That's okay.
I don't know.
I've seen it in New York. Like I felt in New York, like black people felt like they were superior to Latinos because like they've been there longer or something.
Right.
Right?
Mhm.
I've had
Not all of them because
not all of them.
Tony Taylor's black and he was
Not
hella
all,
nice with
but
me, right?
I've had,
Sydney's nice, you know, but you're not.
right.
In North California, they're not.
What
not
question? Are
there's
you
no Latinos there,
racist?
right? No,
Do
no.
do you hate me? You're
I
black and I'm not
don't know you.
You hate me.
I don't know you, bro. I don't
Are
know
there Latinos in North Carolina? Are there Latinos in North Carolina?
Good question.
you. But he doesn't
Are
hate
they?
you.
Are there?
Are there Latinos in North Carolina?
Yeah. I
Oh,
mean, they build their own like it
Oh, you are
like
racist.
here
Wow.
look
Don't say that. Don't say that.
I'm
like
Let's
fine.
not take it serious.
I'm fine.
what?
like here in Charlotte, man, they have their own like construction sites,
Yeah.
stores, grocery stores, or
Right. Right.
whatever,
Or
and
like the
they have their own
village.
section they live in, and
So
it's like
Really?
there's separation in there.
not no no, it's
Segregation.
not separation. It's
Separation.
just
What
so
it
certain
sounds
people
like.
like to live near each other, like here we have like Indian people, they live,
Yeah.
Which one would
in
be?
there's certain communities, and Hispanics live in a certain
Like one for
communities,
each, so
and
whichever
certain
one
people they
would
mix
go with
together.
that.
Certain people,
It's true.
Caco,
so
caco. ¿Qué
yeah.
más?
La mierda.
¿Sabías que estás acabado ya o no?
Sí.
So why
There's
do
only
you?
one more, so that's it.
So
This is gonna
Asians
pay us.
No, hold
Ah,
on.
there's
I
would
want
live
that
in a certain
total.
community,
Yeah, yeah, they live in certain
things like
communities.
that. White people
Yeah,
live in a certain community. So
yeah.
you believe in integration of people living all
I'm,
together
I,
and
I mean, it all
I
depends
believe
on
in
like
choosing
the
who you want
level
to be with, right?
that people want to associate with each other with. So some people not, comfortable. Some people not comfortable with certain races and stuff like that because they never really been around it. So it all depends
It's
on
true. Mm-hmm.
the people comfortability and getting rid of like stereotypes. If you get rid of a lot of stereotypes, people can get along.
And it's
You know,
really
and
about where
it's
you felt
Superman and
comfortable.
Sundays.
yeah,
Go ahead, son.
you gotta feel comfortable.
Yeah.
right, right.
Because me, I grew up with a lot of Hispanic friends, white friends, Asian friends. Like one of my best friends in high school was an Asian guy, and my brother's
Superman and
best friend
Sundays.
was Hispanic.
Right.
So so my brother's best friend was Hispanic, and he would
Hmm.
hang out with him. We'll hang out, chill. His dad would take me to out of town to go work. He'll hook me up with
Right.
like a hotel. We do waterproof and whatever. I had white friends. I even recently had a white girlfriend. Man, we dated for a little bit. So it's all depends on the person, the openness and stuff
Right.
like that. Like, cause me, I grew up in a mixed high school. I grew up in a mixed high school. We had white, Latinos, Asian people, Puerto Rican people, white. I mean, I grew up in a mixed high school, so
Uh-huh.
it was my experience with different races and stuff was different than some people. I was around Asian
5 minutes
people,
on the
white
clock.
people and stuff
Who wants
growing
to go
up
first?
in high school.
Right.
Some of my best friends were white. Like a lot of the black people that I grew up when we went to high school, we
On
were
the
tight with
rear.
white people. You know, we had Asian friends, white friends. It wasn't like this beef thing, and plus the generation's different. In
So
the '90s, it wasn't a lot of that like race stuff. All this stuff just started coming back up for no reason. It's all like um it's all like a lot of people talk about there's certain people that control the world and how people
right.
see each other, and when you have like they call it elites, like they put out certain agenda type movies, things and stuff like
A
that, or
cabal
like
movie. Cabal movie.
certain weird stuff
Cabal
that
movie or cabal?
causes
Cabal.
people
Cabal.
to
Cabal.
Cabal. Yeah,
Yeah, they call her Illuminati or
and
Yeah,
whatever
yeah,
they
yeah.
yeah,
call
Well,
it.
and when you have people that
have fun.
bring that
Look, have you seen this
they
game?
constantly bring up
Is it
race
Jersey
stuff all
Shore?
the
You think
time
this
between
movie's
white
so
and black
Jersey?
people, and it
No,
is
it's
just turned
not.
into a
Look,
mess.
look.
That
You know,
Go, go, go,
Uh,
go.
I get it. So
Yeah.
Okay.
do you think
All
so
of them,
do you
all of the
think since
paintings
the
here are
90s
Egyptian.
separation or
Egyptian.
whatever has
Yeah.
increased?
I
So the
mean,
Illuminati
we're
comes
like
from
the
Egypt,
society in America
like
took a
in
step
Greece and
backwards,
all,
man.
like every
So
culture
You
from
think?
now
like the
is the same.
80s,
It's
the
the same. Like it's a
90s,
pharaoh
and it really
image
started in like
and
the
the and
2010s and stuff
I
like
mean they
that.
got
Like
the
people
ancient
started,
knowledge and the
did
magic
they
and shit.
have
They
a,
think they do magic.
and a lot of people say it's an agenda, man.
And there
Like,
was
because you
black
didn't hear a
people
lot
too.
about race and
Like
all the
so
stuff
don't get
really
it twisted.
going on
But I
and
mean,
like
if we're
just
talking about
coming out.
right, but if we're talking about like since the 60s or 50s, since like Martin Luther King or Malcolm X, I mean, and these have
That like that
broader.
situation was very different because if you're talking about a people who were treated less than human, so
Right,
that's beyond race or racism or whatever. We were treated like
right.
black people. Unfortunately,
Hmm.
Jews went through the same thing. They went through a lot
Right.
worse than we did. But like, as black people, we weren't allowed to do certain things. We were treated as less than a person,
Yeah, it's like if some if
not human,
I'll be upset
so
too
it
if
was
I
like,
right. I would be upset too
and
if I
then
see a water fountain that says no colored people allowed and I'm
Yeah, of
thirsty.
course. I'd
I would
totally
be
be
super
upset.
mad.
Yeah,
and
I'd totally be
and then
upset,
the
man. Like
and then a lot of people
what the
don't
fuck?
talk about it.
Like you
Jewish
don't
people
do
were
that in
treated a lot
public
worse
places.
than
What
that.
you do is buy it.
The Jewish
Uh-huh.
people, man, were treated
Yeah,
really, really
concentration
harshly.
camps or that's
Yeah, it was horrific. It was horrific, man.
right.
You know. But like I mean, it all depends on society, man. Society changes, and, you know, and
It's,
like I said, like the whole race thing just took a step backwards because growing up, you didn't hear a lot of this stuff, white, black stuff like that. Like
I
in the early two
Exactly.
thousands, you didn't hear a lot of this stuff, and it just started coming up now. About ten
why do you
years ago.
why do you think that it came up? Why do
Political reasons.
It's
Political
it's
reasons.
political reason. It's money.
Political.
You can make money off
No, and
racism
not
and
just
because
that,
and
because
white and
like
black
yeah,
people.
in
Go
because
ahead.
politics you need votes. In politics you need
Politics.
votes.
because
So
Yeah,
you address a group of people and try to make them like think the
yeah,
same and act the same, so you can predict. Like if you say, okay, I'm gonna put out this kind of music. This is supposed like for this kind of people,
yeah,
and then they gonna like act the same, kinda. So then you like kind of like profile people, and then you say if you like this kind of music, it's probably because you're this kind of race and this kind of people. So they group
yeah.
you, and then
That's
they
how it
think
is,
they are
man.
gonna vote this kind because they got this kind of mindset. But that was in the past before the internet because we didn't have the information, so people got
Yeah,
fooled. But now that we know that they do that, we can see through it, right?
yeah.
So now
no, I
people,
don't think it's like no. It's like
no,
I
like in
don't
the
think
states, yeah, like people
I
like
don't
see
think
through it. Like
In the
here in
states,
Peru,
it's like that.
states people
In
see
the
through it.
states,
People here in Peru, what they don't do. People in Peru don't realize they've been brainwashed by the government and shit. Like they just don't see it. But in the USA, they know, right? I don't know.
no
yeah.
because
We
there
know
are
what's going
groups.
on.
I
Yeah,
mean,
it's weird. It's
Like they
weird.
still
there's
call
so
you a
there
conspiracy theorist here
there's
in
so
Peru if
many
you say that.
groups. There's
Like
so
Yeah,
many groups in the United States. Like,
yeah, yeah. No, the thing is, the United States, there's more of a battle between the people who actually want to be in power. They're still going on, like there's
yeah,
still like wars going on. Like in Peru, it's pretty much settled, right? Like it's just like I don't know, like the Democrats rule here, like in China,
right?
you know.
That's like they have
Yeah.
Chinese products here.
Like because here they make us think that if you're Latino and you're with Trump, you're just an idiot automatically. So in
yeah,
Latin America, the people are just afraid of saying they're with Trump. So really, like on the surface, people are just against Trump. Like unless you're like educated and research and really know about politics and speak English, which not a lot of people do, because if you don't speak English, you just listen from the press.
When
You just
everybody
listen
talks
the
English, what do you mean no one?
no.
A few minority. Of
I'm
people.
saying that not people don't speak English. Like if they're not gonna sit and listen to a Trump speech because
Oh,
they don't understand, it's not their
no,
language. You know what I'm saying?
well, you
yeah,
put
Like if you don't
subtitles.
speak English, like if they do speak a little English, they can communicate, but it's not their language.
The
Like
minority.
it's
The
a,
minority.
and also like they just don't want to do it because they want to speak Spanish, right?
Right.
If you speak Spanish, you want to see Spanish TV. You don't want to like sit through some English shit, even though maybe you might speak it. You know what I'm saying, right? It's like if you I just put you some German TV and shit. You know, you don't want to see it. You don't understand shit, you know? Even though you might speak a little German or whatnot. Like, I speak a little French, right? But if I start watching
Oui,
French
merci.
TV... oui, merci.
Oui, merci.
Like, je parle un peu français, mais j'écoute les télévisions en français, c'est très vite.
Ah.
It's too fast, it's très vite. So, très vite pour moi.
Yeah, Charlie.
Très, you know, too fast for me. So I don't understand. I don't want to watch French TV. You know, I might speak a little French, but I'm not watching French TV. Oh, my camera's off.
Do you speak German?
No. I mean, ich spreche Deutsch. Danke schön.
He
Danke
talks
schön.
hollow languages.
Danke schütz. Danke schütz means thank you very much. It's du bist is you are. I know, like, but I don't really speak. I do speak French. I can say I speak French, English, and Spanish. And
Right.
German, I speak at the same level as I speak Chinese. I know Chinese and German a few words, right?
Mandarin.
Mandarin, yeah,
Man.
Mandarin.
I know Korean in few words. In Korean.
I know kimchi.
You know how to
Say
say
Lord, I
You know how to say hello.
Say Lord, I know.
This is Committed Sundays. No
Committed-
football. No church. Hey, so Sydney, and we was like, always, you know, like we're like trying to figure out what's the best thing for the podcast, and
Right,
like we also have
right.
most of our audience is Spanish speaking, right?
Right.
I mean, so some of my audience say that we don't know how to say your name, like it's Lance Blunt, Lance Blanc, Lance Blond,
Blonde.
Lance, and I'm just saying,
Lance
bitch,
Lance.
listen, Lance Blunt.
Yeah, less blunt.
Blunt. Like, Lance.
No, don't say that. It's not about this. Not about that. And then I say like, they say like, you gotta change the name of the podcast because they don't know how to say it. And they bitches, listen, they gotta speak English. They gotta learn. It's not me who I gotta change. So I say, okay. So all you say, repeat after me, Lance Blunt, and they be Lance Blunt. and then I was talking with Mickey. Yes, that's him. And he was like, dude, we've been podcasting all Sundays.
Yeah.
And next Sunday, I'm going to be there too. And the next one, I'm going to be there because I'm committed. I'm
Where's
committed
me
to
the
it.
flood
Yes,
in the
I'm
house?
committed to what's happening in Florida. So he said, this Sunday is going to be committed Sunday.
Right. Committed Sunday.
Yes, sir. And that was the best shit ever. And for me, it was like, oh, yes,
Oh, yeah.
committed Sunday. You know why? Because on Sundays, we don't watch football. We don't go to church. We just are here at Committed
We
Sundays.
just podcast live. That's what we do.
Hey, I'll be right back.
All
back.
right.
That's
all
okay,
right.
sir. That's okay.
All right. Come back.
Well, it's about to finish too, so.
Yeah.